Reed Caldwell matched up with Devin McClain right now, Villanova's best performing defender at the moment.
It's poked away from Aiden McClain, the other McClain, and the Villanova Wildcats are streaking ahead. Trip Robinson comes up with the good stuff. And Villanova cashes in an early goal for the Cats.
That's Matt Campbell, over 200 points in his career, Sam, as he ties Chris Sullivan for second place on the all-time Villanova points list, 205. They're All-American strikes again. Tiffany, when they played fast, they're continuing to play fast. That's the Brown way. Play up and down, play at full speed ahead, and even when they're settled, they'll play up-tempo.
McClain from X gets that by Vuitton. We're square at 1.
Some of the Ivy players, you didn't know their names a couple years ago because of COVID and not having a season, and then so many Ivy players like Devin McClain broke out last year. What a season he had in 2022, Sam. Honorable, a quick turnaround for the Bears, coming on the road to play a top 10 Villanova team, but they have their stars back, they have their midfielders back, so suddenly push the reset button for Coach Daly and the Bears.
Corsi tried to work on Jones, didn't have anything there. It's McClain who just scored the goal. Uses the screen, dumps it off inside, and Brown is on top. The Bears a little pitch and catch, and Ben Locke finishes the job.
And suddenly, a lot of those other players were carrying the load recently, right? Like Ben Locke and Trevor Glavin having to do the heavy lifting. Now Devin McClain feeding and scoring. An untraditional quarterback. He'll play more or less above the goal line extended and play near.
The middle shut off. Talked about it. A lot of key contributors back in the Bears lineup. A lot of that on the defensive end as well, not just looking up top for McClain. And that ball gets pried away and close. Pat Daly was on the doorstep, and Brown will take over.
Yeah, turnover, and watch out for 35.
A little short against the Crimson. Fell by 1 Saturday at UMass. And we got some slippage. Ball is out for McClain and picked up by Villanova. The Wildcats have it as Gavin Burke scrapes it off the deck.
So let's not bury the lead with the weather, Sam. Rain in the forecast. It was sunny earlier. If this game were played at noon, it would have been a lot like yesterday. Beautiful Sunday weather yesterday in Philly. They run Tucker Goodell out of the box, the speedster.
Go to Licata at X and back out. Campbell fires, and the save from Terrio.
He has some of the quickest hands you'll see out of any modern goalie. That's what makes him so good. He's big and stocky, but it's his quickness. That's what makes goalies so sound today. The newer guys over the last 10 years have that quick twitch ability and poor style the last couple years, averaging 9.5 cost turnovers per game. Brown's found the middle so far when Villanova slides, so we'll have to pay attention to that.
Shot clock inside of 30 seconds. Aiden McClain fidgets, gets clobbered, but passes to his brother, and Devin's got his second.
Wow, you saw the slide that time for Villanova. A hit by Stevie Jones, short stick deep. Our tune on that, it's mostly man-to-man without a lot of slides, so you should be able to dodge hard, and Villanova's not doing that yet.
Campbell pass a little too high for Dan Martin, and here comes Brown. The Bears once again with it offensively. See if Vuitton and company can come up with a stop, but not that time. Another goal for the visitors. The Bears stretch their lead to 4-1. It's Logan Paff.
Yeah, welcome back. All the guys have returned to the lineup. There's Griffin King, 37, Sam. Logan Paff is back for today. Coach Corrado needs a timeout. They prepared for all these players in practice over the last week, but suddenly, newfound magic Saturday. Entertaining game, definitely, with those two teams.
Shot clock at half a minute. Licata spaces it out. We're going to try Campbell here. See more slippage. Going to be a common theme. Goodell rushes in across to Campbell. The fake, the shot, and it's a 2-goal game. Matt Campbell's got both Villanova tallies.
So it works with Villanova spreading the ball around like usual, but it's the dodging. That's what you could do against a team that doesn't slide. And Yeboah Cody's one of the best in the country, but Campbell can beat just about any guy, and he can move it to his right and obviously that patented left hand, and he's a premier shooter. And you saw
probably midway through the second quarter if the forecasts are accurate. Campbell fires, and once again, Terrio, a brick wall.
That was power on. Ballistri were scoring goals. And Will Corral was winning faceoffs. If Dylan Malloy did not get hurt that year, Brown would have won the national championship here in Philly. There was no doubt about it. That team was one of the best I've ever seen.
And the national championship will be here in Philly again this year as that shot Bangs off the side from Locke, but put back in by Aiden McLean.
Nice invert play by Ben Locke that time, but scooping up the garbage, Sam. And Brown has had plenty of rhythm today, getting the bouncer and a rebound essentially that time. So what a wonderful start for the Bears after playing Saturday. You see it worked out. It came right over to them, and they've shot the ball so cleanly thus far.
Yes, well in the nation and caused turnovers, but Brown looks like it's going to squander this opportunity here.
They coughed it up. Devin McClain couldn't handle it. Is that a little bit of rust? Probably more of the elements, and he just missed it, frankly. And that's a break for Villanova because Brown's extra man unit and Devin McClain last year, 10th best in the country. They are a really good extra man unit.
Wildcats trying to work man down here. Let's see if they have that secret sauce as Reale tails it back.
So both teams have had the ball plenty so far, Sam. The face-off.
Stutter step. Campbell's got both Villanova goals. So here is Campbell working. Fires. Terrio goes down to dig it out.
Much better shot that time, but this guy is one of the best goalies in the country in Connor Terrio, and he's been a brick wall so far.
Let's look at the stop. Get it right, Terrio. That's number 7 for him. And fling it back around. Licata goes to work. Coming off a 5-point game against Navy. Finds the middle, and Terrio with the denial. He just swipes that away from the oncoming Luke Raymond.
It looked like a zone, but it really wasn't, but they fed the middle, and Raymond had a pretty good off-ball shot there, kind of creative movement, and Terrio still robbed him.
And we'll see. Here today, it is raining, and I think they're slipping a little less, although there is some slippage still as Villanova's going to try and take this ahead. Loss of the stick, and then some extracurricular activities. Martin got his stick loose, and Brown with the pickup.
The Browns always a good ground ball team every year, and it was a really good takeaway by P.J. Bean, number 2, the short stick D-Mitty. Then Pat Daly had another big hit to try to get the takeaway, and then Brown got the grounder.
So Brown locking down this Villanova offense. Griffin King gets his pocket picked. Nice work by Ivanchik.
5 cost turnovers already for Villanova.
So we'll see if they capitalize. Camizio gives it up. This is Campbell. So back behind with Licata and out for Sam Parkinson. The dump off. Daly in front for the goal.
Sam Parkinson, now a D-Mitty, got the pass that time. It was quicker and it was more sound looking, more of a flow that time as Daly catch and shoot real quick that time. That's where Villanova's excelled. Instead of letting Terrio find out where you're going, and Daly's had such.
Bears still in command. Barons goes to work. 4-on-4 crime there as he was working on Frazier.
And Brown has 12 turnovers, but you heard me say, they play so fast with the early offense, they'll just pepper the ball. So turnovers really don't matter as much to them because they get such volume, and they do win enough face-off, they get enough goalie saves.
Pass in front, and it gets by the Nova keeper. Vitan couldn't stop Locke, and Brown up 6-3.
That was a really good off-ball move by Ben Locke that time, cutting through the middle, and you see the distribution today.
Campbell creeps inside and backs it up. Waits for things to develop.
Big ground ball for Shoemaker.
Shot from outside, gonged away by Terrio as Goodell was stopped in front. And off the ground ball, Villanova coming right back to it.
That's why Pat Daly's playing like an All-American. His riding, his ground ball play, he's been sensational in the other parts of his game today.
Brown has led almost the entirety of the game. Past the halfway point of the second. That shot from Frazier goes home, and Villanova back within 2.
Austin Frazier having a breakout season for Villanova. So many fifth-year products for Villanova, playing at the best we've ever seen them. The graduate student out of Henrik Hudson in Manor, New York. There's the slide by Villanova.
A little flick is deflected away. And Tripp Robinson trying to make a play on it and get the ground ball for the Cats, but there's still a scrum. Still not covered up. Eventually Brown gives it up to Villanova.
That's Chet Camizio, ground ball whiz for Villanova. All-American short stick D-Mitty.
And pass it over. Frazier just had a goal not too long ago. Fires, and this time Terrio the stop. And it nearly found its way to Daly, but Terrio with the recovery.
So you saw a second player coming near Matt Campbell. It's more of a hard hedge, just like Navy would do, but not a full slide. So there's still enough room for Campbell to get his hands free. Another nice save. Connor Terrio already with double-digit saves, and Villanova takes it away in the middle of the field again.
Ivanchik with the ground ball in the no-look pass. A little razzle-dazzle for the Wildcats. They bring it ahead and get their offense organized. Daly frees himself, shoots and scores.
Boy, that was all Jack Shoemaker on that play in the middle of the field. Look out for number 19, the freshman defender. They've switched him to Pole in the middle of the field. You see the plays that he's making, an aggressive mentality, feeding it to the offense, and Pat Daly has had a fabulous year shooting the ball.
28th on the season, leading scorer on.
Aggressive on offense because that's their style when it is more settled, but those will be frustrating to Coach Daly.
Reale draws two and gives it up for Licata. He dishes across. Around the wheel to Licata here. Pass inside. Campbell fires and ties it at 6.
You see Villanova changing their planes of where they shoot, making the adjustments by a shooting perspective. Different hands, different levels to keep Terrio guessing. And all the guys through the years for Villanova can use both hands so well, and that is an awesome.
Long. Daly's penalty about to expire. And now it has. Pass in front is whacked away. Yeboah Cody still trying to fight for it for Brown. And out of the scrum, it popcorns around. Who's going to get it? Jones with a beat on it. And it's shoveled out to Villanova.
Brown might have saved it, and Villanova going to retrieve it with a minute left.
So Comizio rushes ahead, climbed up to number 6 in the rankings. Wildcats starting Big East play this weekend with St. John's. Going to keep the good times rolling, but Brown has been stifling today. But Villanova's had the momentum of late. Here is Reale. Tries to dodge, fires and scores! 7-6 Cats.
Boy, after a real slow start, Villanova on top for the first time today. What did we say they need to do better, Sam? Dodge harder to the goal because that slide won't be coming. And Mason Reale has wheels, and he showed it off there. Exactly what you should be doing. One, they moved him to short stick recently, but Kopecky back in there as your primary faceoff guy all of a sudden.
And Sachs snares it to start the third.
Big win for the Tigers over Yale. Absolutely smashed them on Saturday.
Barons flings it up top. Aiden McLean.
Did you have Dartmouth over Harvard on Saturday, Sam? I didn't.
The Big Green are doing some nice things up there in Hanover. Shot goes through. Marcus Wertheim, the freshman from Long Island, ties us at 7.
Out of Smithtown East. He's been one of the primary first midfield guys in recent weeks because that entire...
And Dash Sachs is going to continue in there for Brown. And Sachs, trouble with it. And eventually Brown recovers. A nice little shovel there by Mark Witt to set this up. And it results in a Bears goal. Brown back on top. In transition, it's Gibson Linehan to put him up 8-7.
That's one of their polls. They've done this for years. Alec Tollett, Larkin Kemp, an identity for Brown, whether it be Lars Tiffany or now Coach Daly, up and down. They're winning the faceoffs all of a sudden. Providence transfer. Now he goes to the other side of town, right, to play for the other school.
So familiar with the Big East and Wildcats. And slashing the call. Villanova's Ivanchik is over on the side for a minute. And Brown will try and capitalize. Ball movement. Shot from McLean is through and make it 9-7. Brown with the first 3 of the third quarter.
That's Aiden scoring from the wing. He's played basically attack while Bro Devin has been out over the last month, but now shifting him to more of a midfielder and playing on the perimeter. And both guys can shoot it so well, have super, super skills. And you see it there from Aiden McLean.
Will Vuitton A little bit of frustration he shows on his face, a little sigh. A tough spot for him to be in with Villanova on the man down and Brown shooting about as accurately as you possibly can. This could be a big face-off for Villanova.
More of a tie-up by Kopecky. Just try and make it a scrum and more of a 50-50 and let your wings get involved.
The wings creeping in. Still a battle for it. Ball bounces around, shoveled behind the line, and it's Bears ball.
And Villanova's won the ground ball battle, mostly because of the face-off, but they've been a little bit better in that area anyway. That's a big one for Brown.
Getting in front for the goal. Brown with another one. It's Ryan Behrens. Keep the good times rolling for the Bears.
Yeah, the short.
Finely tuned in that second quarter, outscoring Brown 5-1 in the second. Trying to come up with something inside, but Daly's pass is bobbled by Licata. Shots on goal. If Brown's shooting, they're not missing very much.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a struggle for Will Vuitton in his fifth year. 54%, he's been really good.
Had to work it inside, and ground ball going to the Villanova Wildcats. Nice work from Comizio to get back there.
Stick, 35 in Brown.
Pump fake, and the dish. Goodell does a little face plant at the end of it. And Brown going right back to work. 9 minutes in the third quarter remaining. Brown on a 3-game losing slide. Oh, and from distance, the Bears get themselves a goal. That was Paff from way downtown.
Against the 10-man ride, you'll get those long bombs open, and Brown taking advantage. We're good in the first quarter. As we said right before the break on the broadcast, a game of runs when we've seen these teams play in recent years, and that back and forth of momentum, as we'll get a peek at it here.
Yeah, Paff lets it rip from about the 34-yard line right into the back of the net. Big time for the Bears. Paff, who just had that goal, fires a little closer this time, and I guess he's better from range.
You see more pep in their step for Brown. Some of their guys who've been out, you figure they're pretty rested, so they do look really fresh. So it makes it easier coming off a Saturday game, as we've talked about.
Here's Tanner Burns, the sophomore from Fayetteville, New York. Pitch it up top, and that shot from the Syracuse transfer, Matteo Corsi.
Yeah, Corsi has a good shot, super quick, and right now they're beating Vuitton at different spots all over with good passing to start. And again, Devin McLean, when he's been feeding, it's been an accurate ball. And new coach Bobby Benson at Providence.
The Villanova on the man up. Bean's got another minute 20 to stew over this. And the Wildcats have their first tally since halftime. Villanova puts it home, and for Villanova, Luke Raymond gets him going.
Off the slashing call, looks to be 2 minutes apparently, and it might be locked in. We'll have to see. No, it looks like it was just, he'll be taken out here. So good goal for Villanova.
Game likely heading into the fourth quarter. Licata, a series of moves. Up top, Campbell right to the stick of Terrio. And Terrio's here today. Rained earlier. It stopped, and now it looks like we're going to get more rain soon. Skies pretty dark above us. Goodell bobbles it, and he has to pay for it. Brown on the move.
Villanova had a nice fourth quarter last year at Brown, came back into it, and there's the ride by Villanova, but a penalty flag.
Flag comes in as Behrens crosses the marker. He's just getting banged around over there.
Feels.
So they send it back around. King had it going early. He has his pass intercepted. Villanova on the man down. Comizio with the pick. He's still moving.
The All-American short stick D-points record. He could break it this week, perhaps.
And hit that 200-point marker in the win over Navy. Licata inside. Daly, his third of the day.
Pat Daly with his 8th hat trick of the season. Had 4 goals in the game winner against Penn State in the opener. And such a good shooter inside. 3 for 5 shooting today. They've had trouble getting the ball to him because Brown gets inside and clogs that middle where he likes to camp out all.
That shot clock ticking down. And that time, McLean finishes.
Boy, Devin with a dart there. Vuitton's finally played better, but he seems to sneak it past almost any goalie he plays against because of his quick maneuvering, good with both hands, and such a sharp shot that time, going to the opposite side.
This time it's Frazier back behind. Looking for that soft spot. Daly gets stymied on the outside, but Villanova will get another crack at this with the clock waning.
Tyler Blackburn knocked it down, it looked like, on the inside.
That time, Tarian once again coming up big, and a big-time hit as there was a lot of guys in the middle.
Rebound. Oh, they do give it to Villanova.
Yeah, so the Cats have it. Tarrio's 16th save on the Tyler Bowes shot. Pass in front. Licata finishes. Flag at the end of the play. The pass from Frazier, and Villanova within 3.
He got hit, and he still finished it. The shake and bake and the quick maneuvering of Matt Licata out of New Hampshire, who's really broken out this season.
Yeah, look at that, falling down under duress, no problem. That bouncer is off the post from Raymond. Off the ricochet, they can't put it in either.
Oh, Terrio with a big save after that initial rebound, Sam. That was wild.
Terrio locked in, but his job is not finished. That time, he does come up with it, and he shuts it down.
His hands are lightning quick.
Reale got denied on the last one, and now Brown a chance to come along offensively. There's the approaching 5 to play. Campbell. That time it's saved from Terrio. Not sure if he was trying to throw a pass.
Down at his toes.
The All-American keeper has been on one today. Brown gets a chance here the other way. This time Vuitton gets it from his knees and scoops it up. Cave, the long stick, trying to get crafty with it, and it's Villanova the other way. This time they cash in. Once again, Matt Campbell, number 4 for him.
A fast break for Villanova with less than 5 minutes left, trying to push the tempo. Vuitton and the defense making the stop. Campbell a step down, and Villanova's right back in it.
This is routine for him. He had 24 the other day, but
last year against Cornell, I believe it was. Career high, 24 in the win over the Big Red last year.
Outside, bouncer from Reale. He's cut off.
I think Terrio stopped it with his leg that time.
Yeah, he just sealed off that angle. And the crucial ground ball. Villanova out of sorts on this possession.
Yeah, tough with a wet ball. You see it jumps in and out of your stick. And Villanova gets it right back.
Licata fumbles the stick, but keeps. Shoots off the foot of Terrio, but it's knocked in.
Oh,
it's
they
knocked
called
in
him
by
in the
Daly, but
crease.
they call him in the crease like you're saying. And with 22 seconds to go, I think Brown's got the break it needs. Daly so close yet so far. Here's a look.
Daly popped it back in, the push goal, but you can't land inside the crease. He wasn't pushed. You have to land outside of that extra donut area.
And this one will come to a conclusion. The Brown Bears storm into Villanova and beat the Cats 13-11. Brown snaps a 3-game losing streak and knocks off number 6 in the nation.
The midweek upsets, you see them all the time in college lacrosse. When Villanova got Maryland a couple years ago in 2020, they happen every single year. And when you see your best players return, that makes you a better team. And